Good morning, guys. I would just like to start off by saying that Paymac and Octopi have been moved to the unofficial universe repository of Artix. The main reason why they've been moved is because Paymac has been doing weird things and packages from the replacing packages from Artix system and replacing them with packages from Arch's core repository, which, as we can see here, that the core repository should never be used in Artix. That's because it'll break your system because many of the packages in the Arch core repository depend on systemd, which if you're using Artix, you already know that Artix is a systemd free distro. So, what I'm here to go ahead and show you guys today is how to manually install packages from the AUR without an AUR helper. Alright, so now we gotta go ahead and acquire our build files. We have to go ahead and look for the package in the AUR, and as I've done so here, you have to go to aur.archlinux.org, and it'll take you straight up to this page right here in AUR Home. The next thing we're going to do is we are going to look for RuneLite, and RuneLite shows up right here. Go ahead and click on it. Next thing we're going to need is that we are going to copy this git clone file right here, or git clone link. We go ahead and copy that. Alright, so before we also leave this page, from this page alone, you could view the package builds. Now, depending on what it has, it could be pretty simple stuff where anybody can understand, or pretty complicated stuff. But RuneLite is a decently simple program, so you could go ahead and view the package builds from here. It goes in here. It tells you who the maintainer is and who the contributor is. You got our package RuneLite. We got the package version. We have these things. This is the package description. This is the URL that we are going to be using. The license, its dependencies, Java runtime less than or equal to 11, and TTF font, which we're going to go ahead and deal with all of the dependencies later. These dependencies, we would actually have to go to the AUR for that, but we're not going to do this video. It has no make dependency, so we don't have to worry about that. What you're going to see here now is source, where every little thing is going to be coming from. This first line, this is where the jar file is going to be downloaded and be built from. It's also going to download the license. It's also going to download the PNG and the desktop icon. There's also a little rule here that says no extract. I'm assuming that it's not going to extract this. Its checksums, and then where it's going to be installing everything to. Alright, so now that we have that, gonna right click and copy, and we are going to go into our console, and now we are going to git clone, Control Shift V to paste, and we've gone ahead and we have the package built for the file. So what we're going to do is ls, and we are going to cd into RuneLite. So now that we have RuneLite here, we're going to ls, and you see we have the package build. Now what we are going to do now is, after we have our build file, if we want, we could go ahead and look into the package build from here. So we're going to go ahead and put in less package build, and it gives us the same information from what we saw in the AUR page. So we're going to hit Q to get out of here. And then from there, we could go ahead and we could simply run make pkg. It's going to go ahead and run. It's going to go ahead and run and build a file right now. A little things to note. Some things to note, make package has a few useful flags. You could run make package-s and it's going to go ahead and install any dependencies with pacman before building. So that way you're not running into any dependency hells or dependency issues. But if the package depends on another AUR package, you need to install that package manually first. Another flag, you could just run make package-i. It installs the package if it is built successfully, and this lets you skip the next step that's usually done manually. But we're not going to do that. I'm going to go ahead and show you how to properly do that. But if you want to quickly make the package, you could just run -si, syncs all the dependencies, installs it straight away, and you're going to skip the next couple of steps. -r removes build time dependencies as it's no longer needed. So there are a couple of dependencies that is used only to install the package or to build a package. That's it. After that, it could be removed. It can be pretty useful. It can be pretty useful for a few things, you know, just clearing up your computer from unneeded files and stuff. And the last thing, you could also run -c, which will clear your temporary build files will no longer be needed. They're only usually used for debugging and stuff anyways. So what I am going to go ahead and do is run make package -s so we could go ahead and make our dependencies since our dependencies are available through the main repos. So I'm gonna run that. Gotta go ahead and do my password. And there are two providers for Java time or Java runtime. It's in repository world. And I want to go ahead and do OpenJDK, which is the main one. It's going to install the dependencies for me. I click on yes. It's going to install RuneLite, or it's installing the dependencies before it builds RuneLite. All right. So now that it's done building the files that we need, we are going to go ahead and run ls. When ls is ran, we're going to see all of these files right here. Actually, let me go ahead and clear this up for you. We're going to run ls. Now, not only do we have the package build file on the RuneLite desktop from before, we now have the license, we have the jar, we have the package, we have this tar file that we will be using to install, and we have the icon right here. We also have the source tree for RuneLite and the package. Now that we have the tar file, we will now be running sudo pacman -u capital U, and we need that tar file. So if you don't want to type out everything, if you don't want to type out all of this, there's an easy way to do that. All you have to do is just type in RuneLite and then dash, press tab. Ooh, what's this? Oh, I fat fingered something. Sudo pacman -u RuneLite dash tab, all of that pops up, and then you just press enter. Proceed with installation, yes. And now RuneLite is installed. Right, and now that RuneLite is installed, I'm gonna go ahead and pull it up. I definitely could have done this better. But yeah, as you can see here, RuneLight has been successfully installed. Alright, so that's how you go ahead and do a basic build of a package from the AUR. Um, Now just be careful on what you download. That's basically what all I'm saying. If you have a package that requires a bunch of AUR, please go ahead and check what that AUR package needs. You will end up breaking your system if you don't check. And yes, we know it's tough, it's hard, it's annoying as hell that we have to go ahead and do this. But there are tools out there that go ahead and help you make a more informed decision on what AUR packages to have or to download and install. For instance, Paru exists. Paru is very helpful in that if it senses that you're downloading and trying to install an AUR package using Paru, it's going to show you the package build on what websites it's downloading sources from, and whenever you update a package from Paru as well, it's also going to show that package build once again so that way you can make sure it's downloading all of its sources from the right spots. Sure, it's still a little bit difficult, but Paru makes it easier, and I totally 100% definitely recommend Paru to a majority of people. And that'll be all. You guys have a great day.